Nice tune. You gotta get real close.
We're on, right, Harry? Hello and welcome to WNHH-FM's Dateline New Haven. You might have noticed some different music today. Kim Harris was liking what we were playing, so I didn't want to switch it over to the usual opening. It was kind of good summer music, right? Kind of when it's hot out. We're going a little bit slower, but we're still making it, right?
Cool vibe.
Good. Yeah.
All right.
Good.
Well, you're listening to Dateline New Haven. I'm your host, Paul Bass. Invite you to join me on an exploration of what makes the Elm City tick. A new summer-long campaign called One City is making New Haven tick right now and all through August. It's Thursday, so it's time for an update here in WNHH with One City founder Kim Harris. Joining us are members of her New Hallville crew, Jeanette Sykes and Nina Fawcett. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having
You
us.
made it through the heat.
Yeah.
And I want to thank Yale New Haven Hospital for providing support for today's program. So, folks, it got started. This is week one. It's been 1 week out of a 60-day series of events called One City New Haven that you've organized, where management teams throughout the city, all 12 management teams, each agreed to put an event on every day so that everyone can have something to do that's family-friendly and visit each other's neighborhoods and go around town. So how's it going so far?
Oh, it's great.
Yeah, I think so.
We are overwhelmed, to say the
Nina
least.
just told me, I guess she's keeping track of this, 800 events so far.
It's over 800.
Yes, and it's still
That's
climbing.
a lot. I
Yeah.
can't believe you made that one, Kim. Because
The
Kim put out
team.
the challenge. She told every management group, 60 days of events. That's a lot of work to do. And I was thinking, if you got, 500 of those, that would have been fine. But 800, that's a lot to do.
Yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Now, of course, some management teams did a little bit more than others
Yes.
because they have things happening.
Mm-hmm.
And some people are just coming along because they're new, they're getting started. And people had to dig. They had to go and start relationships, build on the relationships that they had in order to find out what's going on in my neighborhood.
So tell me about one of those relationships.
So, for instance, we know that some of our management team leaders, they may not know the librarian. So they had to go over, meet the librarian and say, hey, what's going on? As a matter of fact, what? I'm from the management team and we're doing this thing called One City Initiative. I'd like to promote what you're doing. And instantaneously, of course, the librarian is saying, oh, yes, of course, because the libraries want to get their things out. And a lot of times they don't have funding to kind of market more than what they can do on their website and word of mouth.
So One City, in addition to keeping everyone busy and
Absolutely.
learning about each other's neighborhoods, is also boosting stuff that's already going on in the community that wasn't getting the word out.
Absolutely.
So library neighbor lives are always almost like community centers nowadays.
Yes.
You got Stetson, of course, in Dixville. You got Cortland Wilson Branch in the Hill.
Right.
You got the Fairhaven Library. And, of course, you got the downtown.
Yes.
So week one, give me some examples of some of the best events that we had in the past week.
Okay, so I'm going to say probably the best event thus far was the youth training.
Yes.
This
What was that?
So we brought in some trainers.
Yes.
And as a matter of fact, I'm going to throw this to Jeanette because this is Jeanette's baby. She's been working on the training piece. Go ahead, Miss Jeanette.
Okay. It was exciting to have our youth training. We had a lot of youth from the different communities. Actually, a lot of the community came for the training. So we have two trainers that's going to actually be doing had done the youth training as well as going to be doing the adult training as well. But over at Comcat last Friday, we started on the 29th with our youth trainers. They brought in actually some exciting guests with the kids, and it was a great day for the young people. They really had time to talk about where they are, talk about some of their commitments to the community. They came up with some great ideas for our community as well. And so they're going to be giving us recommendations, and we're going to be looking at them very strongly to insert them into our community as well.
So, Jeanette, where did this take place?
It took place at Comcat.
Oh, you did say that.
the
Okay,
science-
sorry. And how many kids came?
We had about, I want to say 25.
Were these teenagers?
Yes.
14 to 18 years of age.
And how did they find out about it to come?
through the management teams, through the on-site. We emailed everyone on our opening ceremony. We had pamphlets that we put out to all the parents, the community, and so we had a variety of children coming
Sounds
from
great.
there.
And what were some of the ideas they came up with?
They came up with one about Stop the Violence. So they're putting it together now to give us some recommendations on how we can visually put things out where people can see it on a daily basis, positive instead of negative.
That was kind of, we had a lot of violence in New Haven the past week.
Yes.
You know, we've gotten so used to, unlike the old days, not having these shootings, and now we've had 1 or 2 shootings every day for a while.
Yeah.
Young
Right.
people getting shot, and Mayor Harp says she believes it's a turf war with some gang members that got out of prison.
Yes,
What are you guys
yes.
hearing?
Same thing.
Some of the same things, but the kids are concerned about it.
can imagine.
In a sense of, even when it was quiet, they still understood that it was still in our community. And I think that was why it was still on a big topic for them. But they take it in stride. They understand that they need a solution, and they want to be part of that as well.
Well, that sounds like a great event. I know Sunday you had the basketball league. There's a 6-week basketball tournament. We had
In
a story.
Newellville.
We had a story in the Independent about that. It seemed like
Gary
a close
Gates.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got 1 point. So
Yes.
separated the teams at the end. In that game. That sounded
That
good.
always makes it very exciting. Oh my goodness.
Well, what else was something this past week you enjoyed?
Yes, on Saturday past, it's called Neighborhood Housing Services on Sherman Avenue. They did recycle art and chalk art.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah,
Were you there, Nina, or you were shaking your head? You were there, Nina?
Oh, no, I know about it because I've entered every one of them.
Okay.
Yes.
And so what happened at that?
So they went and they combed their street, Whaley Avenue and Carmel Street, and they got kids and people to come. And people were really amazed that, wow, I can utilize a paper cup and do something positive with it. It doesn't necessarily have to just go right in the trash. Repurposing. The kids were learning about I wasn't there, but I got an earful.
That's what Jeanette
Yeah.
said
Yes.
about positive.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not going to go to all 800 events that happen
I'm trying.
simultaneously.
Oh my goodness,
Especially
I'm
the
trying.
ones that are happening at the same time across town.
I am
Well, what
trying.
did you go to last week?
I definitely went to. I did the youth training. I was there all day long for that
Yes,
because I
yeah, we
wanted
were
to
there.
see the impacts that was happening from that.
It's great impact.
And then for the most part, I've been working on a lot of the website stuff, getting that up and going. Because for the last 2 weeks, we've been getting bombarded with and it's a good thing.
Good thing.
We had over 400 entries that came in, and we had to figure out a way to restructure. So the brains got together, and we came up with some ideas, but we were already in motion with what we had, so it was too hard to change turn the ship around. So what we decided to do is we added a search bar.
Oh, okay.
And what we're going back now, Randy's going back, and she's putting in, if you type in something, you'll be able to pull that up. So it's a process
so
as
can you
well.
search by date? Can you just put in July
That's coming up
7th?
next.
Yes.
That's coming up
Yeah.
next.
Because I guess
Yes.
what we're hoping is that people can just say, oh, I feel like there was something today and see the
Exactly.
12 events.
Yes,
Right,
yes,
right.
absolutely.
Well, it sounds like it's a great start. Yeah, I know one you went to. I'm sure you went to Sundays on Monday.
Well, that's the
That's
first
the-
one's coming up Monday.
Oh,
Just
what time
Monday,
is
yeah.
that?
It's going to be at Harris and Tucker, 412 Newhall Street, from 3:30 to 4:30. We have some great readers that are coming out, and the kids are excited. We deemed it Harris and Tucker Day. We're just kicking it off, and very, very excited. There's going to be a mascot there, and we hope it's not too hot for that mascot to actually wear and tear all of the things that they're going to be wearing. But we're really, really excited. We have all of our ice cream stuff already.
So
for the Sundays.
parents are going to come with their kids. The
Yes.
bookmobiles can be up from the library.
Yes.
You eat a Sunday and you read a book.
Yes.
Flip it, read a book, eat a Sunday.
Oh, it goes in that order?
Yes.
Yes. And we're going to try. We're going to try that.
That's right. I
yes.
guess if you eat the Sunday first, the kids will be bouncing up and down. And we're not bouncing up and down, but we're pretty excited about One City, which has gotten going this summer. The best community organizing I've seen in New Haven in a long, long time, bringing our city together. And we're talking about that on Dateline New Haven on WNHH FM, your home for community radio. So, Kim Harris, you came showing me on the way in some new form you have for people who go to a bunch of the events. What was that called again?
So this is our passport, our One City Family Fun passport sheet. So this is going on, and if I'm on Facebook, let me find my spot. This is going on our website. And what people will be able to do is they'll print it out, and it gives you some highlight events, family and kid, and even a couple of adult events in there. And you can look at the date, the event, the category, the time, the neighborhood location. We don't give you all of the information because we want to push people to the website because they're going to see something else that they want to be a part of. And then
You're always thinking one step ahead.
trying to.
I love that.
And then the last category, the last category is a stamp, a sticker, or an initial. So wherever they go, they're going to get a stamp, a sticker, or an initial from somebody who's running that event. And then what I was just talking to with the girls here is we want to piece this with an A-OK, an act of kindness while you're there.
Right.
So if you're there and you're just thinking about, wow, what can my act of kindness be? And because we want to just really share the goodness that's happening with this.
Absolutely.
Maybe you're working on please and thank you for children. Maybe you're opening a door for a senior citizen. Maybe it's just giving up your seat so somebody else can participate sitting down. So we really want to push those good attributes out there for people while they're doing these things. So at the end, they go up and they get their little sheet signed. And we've asked people to just say, what is your act of kindness? What did you do today while you were here? And then we're asking people to bring this at the closing ceremony, Paul.
Yes. Yeah.
And we're going to, of course, capture some of the things that people went to and have them come up on stage and talk about the most exciting piece that they had a chance to participate in. I can't wait to hear.
Yes.
Is that passport going to be handed out at events like the Sunday event?
So, yes, I'm going to have them. Different people will have them, but they can get it from the website.
All right.
They can definitely go to
how
the
many
website.
events are on that passport?
So on this, I have about 52.
What's great about that is you got 800 events, but you help to narrow it down for something. Here's 52 you can do with your kids
That's
and,
right.
and get them signed. You're getting people to the website to see that there's a lot more, but you got them in.
Yes.
Right.
That's
Absolutely.
good thinking.
And we're going to update it every 2 weeks because people are still uploading information into the website.
All right. I imagine when you're done, there's still going to be like another 200.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Jeanette Sykes, how long you been in New Hallville?
Oh, wow. I came in New Hallville when I was around about 8 years old.
So you've been there 10 years.
And I've been, yes,
Go
thank
ahead,
you so
girl.
much. Be kind. Real kind. A lot of wisdom here. But I really enjoy New Hallville. And so I was in management teams for pretty much a long period of time, just being active, and then became on the executive board on several times.
You were the co-chair for a while before Kim.
I was a co-chair for a while, and then now I'm working as an advisor to the group. We decided that for us to have some sustainability for the management teams as well, and so we can, kind of step into another level, that we really needed to have the existing executive board to still be part of the current board, to give them some, assistance and support where it's needed. And so that's my role, my new role.
You've been involved in a lot of roles over the years in New Hallville. For instance, while you were co-chair, you were part of the group that was, I guess, speaking out against an expansion for the Tourist Cafe. That's been an issue on Winchester Avenue for a while, that there's been violence associated with the place. Though some people love going there. They say it's they love Larry, but other people say there's been too many shootings and stuff around it. What's the status of that effort?
Well, I mean, it's still our goal is still the same. Let's make things more positive, because we don't want the violence to continue. If we see a pot where the violence can hover, then we want to address it. A lot of people have voiced some really positive about it. And our goal is not to separate the community. If it's something positive and we can do it, how do we reinvent it? If you're going to be there, then how can you make it more positive? How can you maybe connect the it to doing something more safe instead of people hanging out after the event? How can you invite them to not do those particular things?
I guess someone told me very recently there was a shootout. The place was closing and someone was lying in wait. It was like the old OK Corral. People were firing at them. What was that? When was that?
I can't pinpoint it exactly, but I want to say about 3 or 4 weeks now.
Wow.
And so that's why we want to keep our hand on the pulse and making sure that it doesn't come up again.
Speaking of gunshots, you were very vocal in getting the firing range moved, which has now happened. The police are no longer practicing on outdoors on Sherman Parkway. You were involved with people doing cupcakes for cops and community.
Yeah.
This was what, about a year ago? You had the cops
I
bring
did.
cupcakes for the kids.
Yeah.
How did that
Yes.
go?
That was excellent because, you everybody likes cupcakes, and we went to a great place. Okay. So, having that and having the police officers just sit and get a relationship with them and talk to them, it makes our community much more stronger. And so we really wanted to have like a social connection with them, because when our kids are connecting with the police officers, it's always a negative. So why don't we see how we can do something positive? And so that was that great social event where we just sat around and we just chat and talked, and the kids came in, and they was able to connect with the police officers. And I see one of them they said hello to him, and when he was on their walking beat. That's what we're looking for.
All right. And also, you notice you went with the perfect blend. Is that still going on? I was inspired by Oprah.
Go ahead, girl.
That's an uplift
He's got your
organization.
rundown.
So they have an uplift organization for African American girls and women. You have a leadership program, a day of mentoring, twice a month, high school workshops. You have an annual ball where you honor people who've done great.
Yes.
Is that still going strong?
That is still going on. I said I had a lot of wisdom over here in this corner. Yes, it is still going on. That's one of my passion. I started about 12th year. Yeah, my 11th year this year is coming up.
Wow.
Yes, we've been in the community working with the Greater New Haven community on empowering our young ladies to make positive decisions, make sure that they understand about healthy relationship, and have a plan when they actually leave high school. They can't leave the perfect plan and graduate without a plan. It's either they're going to go to college, vocational school, or we're going to help them get employment.
Did you have a mentor and a plan back when you were in high school?
I had a good support team around me, teachers that was always telling you have to have a plan. And yes, I went straight to college right out of high school. So that's one of the major reasons when I said I want to give back to my community. How can I do that? Well, it worked for me because I kept going. I kept committing myself to my community. I'm in my church. I'm very active there as well.
Which church is that?
I'm Union Temple Church on 54 Platt Street in New Haven. It's in the Dwight area. And so been there all my life.
Right by the back of the middle school, Troop,
yes,
right?
Troop Middle School.
And you have Wednesday night Bible study, right?
Yeah, we have Wednesday night, and we also have a free camp. So they
Bible
can certainly
camp
go
in August?
on. The VP camp is a free camp for the community. We as well likes to give back to the community.
Yeah, I see those signs every day on my way home. I go
Yes.
by it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Walking.
And it's a great camp. I've gone in and sat in and watched how all our volunteers come in, and they have snacks for the kids, and they have activities throughout that time frame with the kids. So I'm just encouraging people to, either stop by. I mean, someone is always in their office between 10 and 2, or you can go on the website and sign up so that your kid can have a actually free camp. That is what One City Initiative is about.
The One City website. How about that, Paul?
All right. And that's onecityinitiative.org.
Yes.
To tell you all the 800 things that are going on in the
Yes.
next 2 months, every
Yes.
day in every neighborhood in New Haven. We're talking about that on Dateline New Haven, WNHH-FM. We got the great crew from New Hallville where it all started. Kim Harris, Jeanette Sykes, and Nina Fawcett. Nina, you've also been involved in a lot of stuff. How long have you been in New Hallville?
I'm the newbie of the group. I've been here 6 years.
Okay, I need to get real close to the mic, like you're almost
Yeah.
touching it. Okay.
Yeah,
6 years you've been in New Hallville,
6
but you've
years.
already been doing a lot. Like,
Yeah.
besides the stuff we talked about a minute ago with the firing rates and the
Yeah.
cupcakes, you're part of the resiliency team that started in
Used to be.
2014. Is that still going?
No, that's not.
So, a lot of times people say when you're doing a great effort, it doesn't have to last forever,
That's right.
You get
Exactly.
something good started in the community. And that's when women said you wanted to work on people's health, right? You wanted them doing things, what's the exercise or how they're eating, so that they live longer and live better, right?
Yes.
And
yes,
how- and
that was one of the things.
What
one
else?
of the many things. I also have a green space I work on. I segued from the resiliency team into the management team, and I'm ending up my 4th year working on the executive board. So I've worked
Excellent.
with both these wonderful
Yes.
ladies.
So now tell me about
Yes.
the green spaces. One honor New Hallville, I think, has, if I'm not mistaken, is the most community gardens. The most, they used to be vacant lots,
Yeah.
and they were turned into lots of opportunity.
Yeah.
Where you build wonderful gardens that feed a lot of people, keep people busy in the afternoon, Well, where was your green space effort?
This is a green space, so we can't grow food there because you need raised beds in New Hallville because the ground is polluted with lead. But what we have are plants, are perennials, so they come back every year, and a bunch in the community come by, and we take care of it all year.
Now, where is this one?
This is on Huntington and Shepherd.
Right near where you live.
I live just down the street.
Right. So didn't you get someone to donate water to that? If I'm remembering correctly.
Well, it was me.
Oh, you donated the water.
I lugged the water for years, and then a couple of years ago, we finally got water put into the green space. So
And
right
how's
now
that
we
area
need
going? I
a-
know that Huntington and around there was a lot of effort to get some of the slumlord properties back up to shape, have people like neighborhood housing services come in and do groups of building. Have you seen a change in housing quality there?
There has been a change in certainly on that street. It's cleaner than it ever was. There are have rehabbed houses, and of course families have come and gone. And right now they're rehabbing one final building that was empty. So the whole street, at least my little part of it, will have people in it, every house. So I guess
that's a big deal.
That is.
It is.
And people are, because of a lot of efforts, we all know each other, so we all wave. So it's a much better thing than it was 6 years ago, for sure.
Well, that's good to know that things have changed. You guys have had, the three of you have a lot to do with it, along with your neighbors. You also you actually went to court, Nina. I remember your landlord got in trouble for mortgage fraud.
Yes, he
and,
did.
And he had a lot of really rundown properties.
He did.
But you said he was actually working with you guys. You went to court and you said that he'd been really helped you with your special needs son and gave water to the green space. How is that group? Does he still own that building?
I don't know how I believe he does. He's in charge of it.
And are they doing an okay job?
They're doing okay. Yes, they are. They are. I mean, they need reminding occasionally, but I think in any relationship, it's a two-way street.
Yes.
You have to take care of the place you're in, because you can't wreck it and then leave, and then the landlord has to pay all this money in to fix it so that another person can come in. And I think that's kind of been some of the behavior. At least I know in where I live, that's been the behavior. And I just think we all have to step it up when we're renting and be a good renter.
Say everyone's got to work together. It's one
Yes.
city.
Be
is
a
what I
good
heard.
renter,
Absolutely.
Here we go.
And hopefully
And
the
talking about one
landlord-
city,
city.
Nina, you've been getting involved citywide. You were at a hearing about Tweed New Haven Airport.
Oh,
Yeah.
And you
yes.
spoke up in favor, and you said you live in New Hallville, and you understand
Yes.
what it's like not to like nuisances, like people there don't like the pollution or the planes in the
Yep.
Morris Cove, but you said that you have that the need for more jobs in the region outweighs the concerns about inconveniences like traffic. You said you'd choose an airport in New Hallville over firing range any day. The jobs
bet.
can't
That's
come if they
right.
can't
Yes.
get here. Is that how you,
You
so is that
bet.
kind of the New Hallville sentiment?
Yeah, you can get woken up by that sound, and you never know if it's the range or is it down the street
right.
or
Or
outside
fireworks
your
these
house.
days.
Exactly.
Yeah. And the other thing is that the airport's been there for a long time.
Yes.
No one moved in. It wasn't new, so if you moved in there, you knew it was there.
Yeah.
So I don't understand the big shock. But hey, that's me.
All right, well, folks, we have just a few minutes left, but if you could
Okay.
tell us some highlights to you this coming week
That's right.
about
Well-
what people should be looking forward to with one city coming up this week.
Okay, so we have July 6th and 7th. You can go to the Children's Museum.
Oh, on Wall Street.
Yes. Now, I'm pushing my neighborhood. I'm telling them to go. It's free
Right.
for children, but adults $5. But it's a wealth of knowledge, and you get to play while
Right.
learning in
Right.
there. So that's a beautiful thing. Sundays on Mondays.
Yes.
We're kicking it off at Harrison Tucker on this coming Monday, 3:30.
3:30 at 412 New Hall Street.
Correct. And then daily in the Learning Corridor in New Hallville on the corner of Shelton, Hazel, and Star.
Right.
Explore, discover, and create from 10 to 12 every single day, Monday through Friday.
Right, yeah.
You can
That's
go in
gonna be
there.
excellent.
Yes, it's going to be very, very good.
And that's that great space that once was known as the Mud Hole
Yes.
generation ago.
Yes.
Yes.
Is now the place where so much good stuff is happening.
Yes, it
Lots of
I can
is.
good
think of
stuff
no
is
better
happening.
symbol for the turnaround New Hallville than the Learning Corridor.
Absolutely.
Right, yes.
Because
Absolutely.
it's citizens that make it happen every day. There's no one doing it for you.
No,
That's right.
exactly. That's what
And
we
that's
want.
going to be Monday through Friday next week.
Absolutely. Throughout the whole summer.
Yeah,
Okay.
the summer.
And here's a good one. Every Saturday in July and August, the Farm Stand Organic Veggies, Fairhaven. And they always have entertainment there. So we're trying to support each other's communities. We don't have that in New Hallville.
Right.
So we're trying to pull it in New Hallville, but go and buy and sit down and do some of the things that's happening over there in Fairhaven. Then real quickly, Paul, I just want to talk about a couple of things. I want to shout out.
And then
you can
we'll
come and
do the
meet and greet.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, let me go to the training because that's very important. That's coming up next week.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we have trainings going to be throughout the one city as well. We kicked off with our youth last week, but next week we're going to be doing conflict resolution for adults. So please go on the website and sign up. It's going to be July 10th, 11th, and 12th. At Alberta Magnus College on 70 Prospect Street.
And it's free.
And it's free. It is free. You go all 3 days, and you can receive a certificate as well. And then we have our leadership training, which is going to be the following week, the 24th, 25th, and 26th. And that's, again, free as well. All of our trainings are free. And it's going to be at Alberta Magnus, the same, 70 Prospect Street. So please go on the website. And at the end, we're having the 501c3 nonprofit. If you're interested in receiving additional information or want to start a business, please come out. That is free. We have our Yale Law Clinic and the New Haven Legal Aid that's going to be working and doing that particular training. It's a one-day training, August 2nd. And our last one, I love, Management Team 101. That's going to be good. So we're partnering with all our other management teams. They're actually going to be there. They're going to talk about their experiences because one of the things that we want to do is look at what works for your community, and then we might want to use or tainted it to us, because every community is different. So we might look at it and say, okay, this can work for us in a different sense, but at least we have good suggestion. And so Lee Cruz from the Community Foundation, he's going to be hosting that for us. And that's going to be August 8th, 9th, and 11th. So you can pick one to go to, but the different management team is going to be on a panel to talk about their experiences as an executive board and as a manager team. And we're really looking for new leaders. That is one of the reasons why we want to continue to have ongoing training, because we want to make sure that our community is going to be sustained by our community people. We're not looking for anyone else to do it for us. We're doing it for ourselves.
Yes, you are. And I have no doubt it's going to happen.
Yes, thank you.
Because every week you folks come in here, I just see great things happening. It's planned out so well. There's so much energy. Everyone's involved. So One City, folks, onecityinitiative.org. We're in the beginning of what's going to be an exciting summer, and we'll be back next Thursday with more on it. Thanks for joining us today on WNHH-FM's Dateline New Haven. Thanks to our guests, the great Kim Harris, Jeanette Sykes, and Nina Fawcett.
Right, girls.
And thanks to Yale New Haven Hospital for providing support for today's program. We're going to take it out with the Afro-Semitic Experience performing I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free from the group CD, A Plea for Peace. Now, we know what it's like to be free. What do we just got to remember to do?
Come on now. We got to book our ticket.
All right. Book it right here and fly free with us all day and all night long on WNHH, New Haven's home for community radio.